Hey everybody, what we want to do today, we're going to jump into a new series. We're going to be talking about thinking and growing rich, okay? And now I want to stop you right there, right? Because you don't, say, Mike, I don't want to hear about, the personal development and all that good stuff. Oh, sorry, hold on 1 second, guys. Let me get everything straight. And Mike, I don't want to hear about the thinking of growing rich. It's not all about money, those types of things. So I want to interrupt you right there and let you know that it's not about the money, right? It's about the thought process and getting you to the right mindset so that the struggles of life don't overtake you, because now you know how to think, okay? And then automatically, because you know how to think, prosperity comes included, right? So what we're going to do is over the next month or so, we're going to show you how to go through a book, what we use in our real purpose hour. And that purpose hour, we break it down into 20 minutes of a good book, 20 minutes of an audio of a good book, right? Because we want to put the right things into it. And then after that, we want to do our continued education. Because continued education, we want to sharpen the axe. We want to become the best in our field. Continuing education on how to become the best in our craft, right? So also after that, we want to take 20 minutes of income producing activities. So that is our purpose hour, okay? And so we will go into that Think and Grow Rich in the first two tales of Thinking and Growing Rich right after this. Hey, and like we said, what we're going to do is we're going to be diving into the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And if you want to follow along with this, all you have to do is a free PDF. Okay, you can just type into Google Think and Grow Rich free PDF by Napoleon Hill. And that should bring up the PDF that you need, that you could go through and that you can download so that you can read along with us throughout this month. And so what we want to do is we want to show you how easy it is by just reading about 10 pages of a good book every day. Listening to about 20 minutes of a good audio of a good book every day will deposit those things that you need inside of your soul, okay? Inside of your mind, your will, and your emotions, so that now you can now you can respond, versus reacting, okay? Because you've deposited the right things. Then you can go ahead and pursue that purpose, that business, that idea, that calling that you have, okay? Because we want to do things in the right steps, okay? And we have also with the, accordingly with this, we have the 3 solutions that you can use as you're getting your mindset together. Your cash flow management, your business income, investment income, so that now you can see is systematically how to deprogram your life. Okay, so let's look into the Think and Grow Rich, right? So let's get that highlighted there. Now, with Think and Grow Rich, a lot of people, like I say, you're thinking that it's different according to the title of the book. Okay. Now, according to that title, you're thinking, okay, hey, this is just another book about money, right? Another book about how to get money or what have you, okay? Because it could be the furthest thing from that, right? So what you want to do is the money itself is the fruit, okay? It's a fruit of the activities. It's a fruit of the mindset that you're developing, okay? Because right now it's only because of how you've been thinking so far, right? Because it goes from your thoughts. Your thoughts go into words inside your mind, and then those words become sentences and paragraphs, and then you start telling yourself the story accordingly, okay? And now the story becomes habitual into your life, and now that becomes a character, and now that becomes your lifestyle, okay? So now you want to understand how everything begins with your thoughts, right? When people say keep it positive, right? And how personal development helps you to become better by using better words, okay? And so that's what this world is designed around, right? What you sow and then what you're going to reap, okay? So let's look into what we were the table of contents, okay? Because what you want to do is, and we're all we're going to do is today we're going to just go basically enter an overview, okay? And then throughout the book we're just going to do some summations of what we have received after reading the chapters, okay? So we're going to go through those, and if the chapter dives into something a little bit better, a little bit something that we want to put more time into, then that's what we'll do with that particular chapter. But our goal is to make sure that we're going through a book a month, okay? A book a month, so that we can put the right things within us. Therefore, we can start seeing the things that we want to see, okay? So now, as you see here, we want to start with what do you want most? And then chapter 1, 3 feet from gold, and then a 50-cent lesson in persistence, okay? So those are the first chapter within the introduction that we're going to go into. And then tomorrow, what we will be diving into is the desire, right? What is desire? How do you look at desire, right? What is that thing? We've often heard, whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believing that you receive those things, you shall have them. Okay, so we have to see, okay, what is that thing called desire? Okay, so now, let's think about this, right? So we were talking about introduction, and we were talking about those two stories that we were thinking about as we were thinking of our Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So if you're taking notes, that's what you want to be looking up. If have caught this interrupted in the middle of this right here, then we're talking about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, okay? And then what we're going to be looking into is the 50-cent lesson and 3 feet from gold, right? What is that? What is that, right? The 50-cent lesson, okay? And so the thing is with the 50-cent lesson, what was happening is this was setting in a long time ago, okay? And back in when people were enslaved, okay? And there was a young woman, okay? And the young woman sent her daughter to the store, okay, with 50 cents, okay? To get 50 cents from the owner of the store, because the owner of the store was the young lady's boss, okay? So the young lady needed 50 cents. So she sent her daughter to ask the boss, for that 50 cents, okay? So the young lady sent her daughter out, and the daughter says, hey, say just Mr. Jackson, okay? Hey, Mr. Jackson, my mom says that, hey, send her 50 cents, because she is in need of that 50 cent, right? And the man says, no, I'm not sending anything. Who are you to come and ask me for 50 cents? Who are you? You tell her to come ask me, and I still may not even give her then that, right? And so he turned around and he thought it was over, right? But she still stood there. The young girl still stood right there, okay? And what she said was, hey, Mister, my mother really needs that 50 cents, right? So please let me have the 50 cents so I can take it to my mother. And he says, young, didn't I tell you? What did I just tell you? Do you want me to smack you, right? Do you want me to, just throw you out of here physically? And she said, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. And so she backed up a couple steps, right? And then he turned around, started doing business again. And she walked right back up to him. And she said, pull it on his coat again. Sir, we really need that 50 cent. My mom says you got to give me that 50 cent. Okay. And it just got into him and says, hey, it evidently that you're not going to leave, and I'm definitely not going to not give you this 50 cent. Okay. So that's persistence. No matter what the obstacle looks like in front of you, when you have the right motive behind you, or you have the right incentive behind you, right, then you can go with full force and say, hey, this is what I desire. This is my purpose. This is my passion. And no matter what is in front of you, you can desire and you can place that a passion to go forward. You don't have to take no as an answer, right? Even if that individual, even if that company, even if that whatever it may be has said no for that time frame, does that stop you from going forward, right? Or do you just continually go forward in a different strategy, okay? But you keep the same goal, you keep the same vision, right? No matter what that is, okay? And see, that's when we come into the story about being 3 feet from gold. And if you've heard anything about acres of diamonds, it's the same type of process. And the individual was going through when it was a gold rush that was going on. And so he heard about it, and he got all his money together. Off, he got all the tools necessary, and he got a shovel, he got his pickaxe, all those types of things, and he went over into California, and he started digging, he started panning, he started pickaxing, in days, then turned into weeks, and then turned into months, right? And then he said, hey, he had that persistence. And then all of a sudden, it was a month or so. And then he said, hey, this has been, too long. Evidently, I'm in the wrong place. Okay. So what he did was he said, I don't think it's actually going to happen. I'm tired. I've been doing this. I'm out of money. I'm out of everything. Okay. So he went and sold his tools, his pickaxe. He sold all his shovel and everything. Right. And he sold it at a very inexpensive to the next individual, because he was just wanting some months of money so he could get back home. Excuse me. And then the individual that bought those things, he said, well, I have it now, right? So he went out and started digging in the exact same spot that person was digging in before. And he found out after 3 feet, he struck gold. Okay. So that's the story. Don't stop until you reach. Don't keep taking no's and those types of things and then changing direction because what you tried didn't work. Okay. So you in this area where you are, right? You got to go through the process of your seed being planted into the dirt. Then you got to go through the process of that seed germinating. Okay. And then you got to go through the process of growing and growing up through the dirt. So you're expanding and you're feeling the process of the growth and everything, but you can't see any daylight yet. Right. So you still got to keep on going. You got to go those extra 3 feet till you reach the sunlight. You got to go those extra 3 feet till you reach the gold that's there. You got to go those extra 3 feet till you get the diamonds that's in the acres. Okay. So guys, when you have this gives you the first steps, right, of persistence. So that when we get to the next chapter on desire, you have a good foundation. You have a good basis of where we're headed. Because now it's time to put out the things that you're thinking now about, hey, that does not work because I tried that before, right? But you have to dive in and you continually put the right things into. Sometimes you have to make the soil better first before you can plant the seed. So you have to not only just recognize the opportunity, and it'd be a great opportunity, but you have to make sure that your heart is prepared for the opportunity, which is the seed. Okay. So if you're not ready for it, but it's a great opportunity, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to recognize it. If you have it in your hand, you're not going to be able to recognize what you have. If you're in the acres of diamonds, right? If you don't have the right mindset, you're going to stop before you get there. Okay. So all these things come into a mindset of understanding how to put yourself in a place. So throughout your day, understand we use a power hour with Real University. Okay. And Real University have joined with My Econ so that we can have a personal financial success system that goes along with our personal development. Okay. That goes along with our continuing education, that goes along with our income producing activities. So then we can leverage our time and our money. Because sometimes it can be somebody that is out there that's 20 or you're 80, so you need to add in order to take care of a current lifestyle and also your future lifestyle, right? So maybe you need to multiply because you're a little older, right? Maybe you need to multiply the income so that you can multiply your cash flow. Or maybe you're closer to retirement and you need to exponentially grow your income, your cash flow, so that you can retire and have a better current and future lifestyle. Okay. So those things have to begin with the right persistence, with the right desire, with the right strategies and systems in place so that you can put the right thing that you have now. Okay. You have the right input, and the right input is changing how you think, how you respond to things. Now you got to take that and put that into the right arena so that you can grow. You can need to put that into the right systems and strategies so that you can grow and that you can keep your mental ability. You can keep your will, right? You can keep those things in line with accordingly so that when you see the ups and downs of life, you have a specific way of approaching life so that you don't have to be cast to the side one way or to the next. Okay. So guys, always continue to plug in to your understanding of the story that you're telling yourself. What is it that you're speaking about yourself? And remember, whatever thoughts that are planted within you, those thoughts coming from the TV? Did the thoughts come from a previous experience? Did the thoughts come from somebody that didn't care anything about you and they spoke over you wrong or incorrectly? Okay, those are thoughts that we're still dealing with. Okay, so now we got to put into ourselves the right persistence, the right desire, the right thoughts, so that we can now have the right words. Those words will soon become a paragraph, and that paragraph will be the story that you're telling yourself over and over again. What is that story? What does that story, tell others? What does that story tell yourself? Okay, how can you tell the story that you're telling yourself? Look at the results that you're getting. Okay, so guys, always plug in. You can do anything your heart desires if you continue to plug into changing and becoming better yourself. And then there's nothing that nobody outside of yourself can tell you, because the creator gave you a purpose, gave you a design. So now you have to become that purpose pursuer by changing how you react, by no longer reacting, but now responding, because you respond according to what you have put inside of you. So now you systematically approach life. So guys, have a good one. Never ever give up on yourself. Never ever give up on your goals and your dreams. And I'll see you on the other side of purpose, because this side is too easy. Get on the outside of your comfort zone and be that purpose pursuer. Talk to you soon.